Ladies and gentlemen, hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Corey Johnson, and welcome to Relationship Management. Today's topic is going to be about disown them. Sometimes you have to do what you have to do in, in order to be able to set your own mind free. And the best thing to do to set yourself free from certain people is you're gonna have to do something way bigger than forgiveness, which is to just let it go. Have you ever heard the saying, let go and let God? Well, whenever you let go and let God, that means that you have to disown. That means that you have to ghost. You have to disappear. That means whenever you let go and let God, you have to be 100% real about it. That means you can't be fake about it. Being fake about it is you temporarily will let them go. Or let the ones go that hurt you. And then 3 years later, you're back in their life talking to them as though nothing ever happened. No, you can't do that. Because they got a lot of people will tell you to let go and let go. Well, okay. Well, it's time for you to start taking people advice. That means if they check on you from time to time, ignore them. Don't respond. That's the best way to do. Even if 10 years go by, just let them go. Just block them certain people out. Because you have forgiven them in the past when you was a child, and when you was adult, you tried to be the bigger man about it and give them forgiveness, and they still the same way. They hurt you again while you're an adult, and they will ignore you, and that's called emotional abuse. You know what I mean? Whenever they gaslight you, it'd be people in your family, you know what I mean? It'd be people that's close to you and your family, they'll lie. See, people like that for a fact, your intuition lets you know that they are purposely, ignoring you. You have to just let go and let God. And you have to do it different. Don't explain to them, hey, I decided to not to talk to you anymore. No, don't tell them. You just block them out on Facebook, block them out on TikTok, block them out, block their emails out, just ghost them and just vanish and disappear. That's the best thing to do, because as long as you hold on to pain is gonna haunt you for the rest of your life, and you're gonna keep on having mental problems and having these outbreaks. You're gonna be saying things, you ain't gonna be able to get it out of your mind and just stop. Just leave people alone. Just leave them alone. You just leave people alone. You know what I mean? And disown them. Whenever you disown them, you don't call them and wish them happy birthday. No more Christmas. No more nothing. If they die, don't go to their funeral. I'm giving you the true definition of disowning somebody. People that don't give a fuck about you and you know for a fact you have to disown them. Don't even give a fuck about them. Not even a funeral. Even if they're on their dying bed, don't go see them. Don't don't try to web camera them and see them. No, let them go. You're never gonna be able to get your healing. That's the only way you're gonna get your healing. You got to run away from them. Because think about it. If you were sexually abused and you didn't, when you was a child and you never got no justice as a child, and you never got no justice or healing as an adult, there's only one way you can get healing. You have to disown them, meaning you gotta disappear. I mean, you got the ghost. You know, even if you was abused in the other kind of way when you was a child, anybody that has brought pain in your life as a child and adult, you got to let them go. Even if you are involved in a relationship with a woman, and if it's causing you to have psychological problems and suffer emotionally and mentally, you got to disown her, because she got a lot of narcissistic men up in this world and narcissistic women. And these type of people, the covert narcissistic people and overt narcissistic people, and they will gaslight you. And these people don't mean you're no good, and they're bad for your energies, meaning they're bad for your mental health, and you're gonna suffer for the rest of your life if you don't do something bigger than forgiveness, which is you're gonna have to ghost them. And once you decide to do this, God is gonna help you. You're gonna get your peace, because you're gonna have to worry about thinking about them anymore. As long as you try to be the bigger guy or the bigger man and hang around people that have evil spirits that have hurt you, you know they don't give a fuck about you and they don't mean you no good, you're gonna have problems. So let go and let God. Now you see, gaslighting is a form of psychological manipulation where someone is tricked into questioning their own perception of reality, memories, and sanity. Somebody might want to ask me, what is gaslighting? Okay, it's a psychological manipulation. It is a pattern of abusive behavior designed to make a person question their own thoughts and sanity. And a lot of these people that would gaslight you, the tactics that they use is like common tactics include telling blatant lies, denying facts, making the victim feel they are overreacting or too sensitive, and questioning their memory of events. And their goal is to gain power and control by making the victim lose confidence in themselves and their own judgment. Somebody might want to ask me also how to respond to gaslighting. You have to recognize the pattern. Be aware of the tactics being used against you. Trust your instincts. Don't let others' denial or accusations make you doubt your own reality. Seek support. You can talk to a mental health professional about what you're experiencing if you feel that you can't trust family or friends to talk to. You know, you're supposed to set your boundaries, if possible, create distance or end the relationship, especially if the abuse is severe. Somebody might want to ask me, what does disown mean? To disown mean is to refuse to acknowledge or maintain any connection with. What does it mean to disown someone? To disown someone is to refuse to acknowledge or associate with them any longer, effectively, serving family or other close ties. It involves cutting off contact and often includes rejecting responsibility for them and their actions. This can lead to social consequences like no longer being welcome in the family or being disinherited in a will. How disowning works. You understand? You have to, it's severing ties. Is the act of disowning means to no longer have any connection or responsibility for another person. Refusing association, it involves rejecting the person as your own, whether as a family member, or a friend. The emotional impact. Disowning can be a response to a major disagreement or betrayal and can have severe emotional consequences for everyone involved. The potential consequences: social exclusion. The disowned person may no longer be welcome at family events or in their former family's home. Disinheritance. You can legally disinherit someone by specifying your wishes in a legal will, ensuring they receive no part of your estate. Legal measures. In case of abuse or harassment, you can seek legal protection such as a restraining order or a notice of no trespass. How to disown someone. You can disown them informally. You can stop all contact and refuse to communicate, but it's often recommended to formally notify the person in writing that you are ending the relationship. Or you can just ghost them and just don't say nothing. Let them figure it out. And whenever they start saying, how you doing? Or happy Thanksgiving, you would not see that because you decide to disown them, meaning that you're going to block them out and you're not going to respond. And you're just going to leave them alone and ghost them. Because see, people like that ignore you and stuff, and you've been inviting them a long time, and they just ignore you. That's to be cruel. And those type of people, you have to just just let them go and forget about them. You got to get rid of them. It just, keeping them up in your life is just not good for you.